Hi everyone, this is a tutorial on how to use your minimum and maximum features of your TI-84 to find relative maximums and minimums. So here we have an example. Here's our function, f of x equals x cubed minus 3x. So I want to find the relative maximums and minimums with the help of the TI-84. So let's go to the TI. So let me go ahead and minimize that. So the function, I'm in y equals already, was x cubed, use the caret key here, x cubed minus 3x. 3x. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and hit zoom standard. That's my go-to window, the one I always start off with first. Alright, so there's our beautiful function. Okay, and we notice that there are, well, one place, one relative maximum, and down here another place, and that is where the relative minimum. Minimum means, relatively speaking, this is a low point. In class we talked about how a maximum is where it goes from increasing to decreasing, where that change happens, which is here, and a minimum is where when it goes from a decreasing to an increasing function. So that change, that point, or that place on the graph where it changes from either or is called a relative maximum or minimum. In this case, it would be a minimum. So, how do you find those exactly with the TI? So, what you do is hit the trace button, just so that you have a point on the graph. And I'm going to try to find this one. So, this is a maximum. So, I'm going to hit second function, trace. That should open up the calc menu. And there you go, guys. Can't be easier. Minimum and maximum. So you have to know what it is before you pick the right one, otherwise you're going to get an error. I know it's a maximum because it goes from increasing to decreasing, that turning point. So I'm going to hit enter, and now it asks you for a left bound, and what that means is pick a point to the left of that maximum. So this is the left, or that's a place right here. I mean, you can stop anywhere as soon as you're to the left of that point. So hit enter. Now it asks you to pick a point to the right. And by the way, you notice you have a little arrow that points where the left is. And so we're going to move over to a place on the right side. So you don't have to go that far. That's fine, as long as you're on the right side of that turning point. So enter. Now it asks you to guess. And so try to get as close as you can to where you think the maximum is. That's good enough. And then hit enter. And now it's doing its calculations, it's thinking, and boom, it found it. So our maximum is at -1, 2. That's the relative maximum. Now, over here we have what we call a relative minimum, and like I said earlier, that's at the turning point from where it goes from decreasing to increasing. So right here. So, let's do it. Second, calc. Now we want option 3. It's a minimum. You got to know that much. Enter. Now it's asking, for a point to the left of that turning point. So let me just get a little bit closer. That's good enough. And I'm to the left of it. Here's the minimum. This is the left. So enter. Pick a point to the right of that minimum. So where it starts to increase. Anywhere, maybe right there. You can stop there, that's fine. Enter. Ask you to guess, which means try to move the cursor as close as you can to the actual minimum. And that's about, that's fine. Hit enter. It's calculating. And there it is. Now, the minimum, it says it's 1.0000002. It's really 1. The calculator, remember, it's only as good as the people who programmed it, and it's not perfect. So, but this is 1, and -2 for the y. So it's 1, -2, and that is the relative minimum. So you need the x and the y point where that happens. And that's it, guys. Hopefully this helps, and use these features when you do your homework. All right, see you tomorrow.